Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I want to address a topic that I think we all can relate to, and that is how our emotions impact our play. Whether that be coming in too flat and not rising to the occasion, or being too stimulated, overstimulated, and that impacting our ability to play. And how we can put ourselves in the best position to do peak performance and go into a state which is called flow, which basically just is a certain level of stimulation for your body that lets you focus and be present in the moment in a way that allows it to be almost effortless at times. So how do we do that? How do we get to that place? How do we overcome, whether that be the internal dialogue in our brain, or even if our brain goes blank, or at a long day at the end of a tournament, we're kind of real flat, nothing left to give, how we can get ourselves there. I think it all starts just with a basic skill of journaling. That is, when we're with our testing group or our locals, or even at a particular tournament, getting your phone out, getting a pad of paper out after every match, and writing down what was going on here and here. Was your mind racing, or was it blank? Or did you feel like you kind of were present in the moment, in the here and now, and you really were focused in? Was your heart racing? Was your adrenaline running? Were you shaky? Were you sweaty? Were you calm? Or were you like almost not stimulated at all? And writing all those data points down, right? Putting them down on a piece of paper. And also talking about your performance. Why is that important? So we can circle back to it. We can circle back to this piece of paper and say, oh, when I feel these type of things, I perform at this level. When I have these level of stimulation, whether it be too high, maybe or too low, I underperform in these areas. So you know your particular body, you know the billboards of your body that says, hey, you either need to step it up or bring it down a notch to be in that zone to perform at your best. We all have probably some big tournaments, DLCs, or some big Lorcana events coming up, even set championships coming up. And so everyone could use an ability to be able to perform their best in the moment and use maybe some skills we'll talk about next to get us there. So the first thing we can talk about is in that higher level, right? That overstimulated, that over anxious, overstimulated place. So we're not present in the moment. We're not actively engaged. And it's really making it hard to be present in the moment. We're worried about making mistakes, blunders, things of that nature. And I call that, that kind of quicksand stage, right? We can be stuck in that quicksand. The more we kind of struggle, the more we kind of bury ourselves deeper. So what do we do in those moments? I think we take a few seconds and engage in some really healthy grounding skills. Whether that be some breathing techniques we've talked about in the past, or anyone that works for you particularly, right? And I'm going to encourage everyone to go out and find what works for you. Whether that be communicating that with your mental health provider, or just going and experiment with different strategies that are out there that could be helpful for you, you feel like could be helpful for you. And again, why is it important? Because in those moments, we could almost even use rescue breaths, whether that means that big in-breath, that big exhale to really kind of de-engage the central nervous system a little bit. And use that grounding skill to bring that level down to that peak performance level. And everyone's level is going to look a little different, right? Because you did your journaling, you're going to know your peak performance level, where the level of stimulation that you perform at your best. And now the other end is when we're understimulated, when we're sitting there and I'm like, I'm flat, I got nothing left to give. And the two things that can help in those moments. The first thing is making sure we have some goals set. Whether it be the micro goals, the match-to-match goal, or the larger goals of maybe, my micro goals is I'm going to make sure that I do these things correctly in every match. I make sure I'm inking correctly. I'm making the best decisions when it comes to what I ink. Awesome. That can be your goal on match-to-match. And then the bigger one is maybe winning the tournament or making a top cut. And leaning in on those goals. Okay, what do I have to do to focus on those goals? Focusing on those micro goals will help pull us out of that flat place so we can have something to focus on right in front of our face to really engage in. That's why it's important to have those goals set pre-tournament. And the next is mental imagery, right? Taking a second, closing your eyes if you can, and imagining yourself in those positions of being successful. What does that kind of feel like? Almost if you can picture yourself winning that tournament, winning that match, what is that going to feel like? Really rehearsing that strategy, that mental reps of winning and being successful. And that's something I would encourage people to do even outside. Research really looks at our mental repetition even outside of active play, and research shows when we imagine ourselves playing a game or playing the piano or playing even in a more of an athletic game, it actually has a positive impact on our performance. So incorporating imagery and incorporating kind of mental imagery of our success into our routines both can help bump us up when we're feeling a little flat. So I'm going to encourage everyone to give those a try. Pull out those journals, start journaling, start really understanding how your emotions impact your play and what that sweet spot looks like for you. Also, working on those skills to help bring ourselves down when we're overstimulated, and also working on those skills to help bring ourselves up, using those imageries, using those goal setting skills that are so important in any hobby. Whether that be just maybe going to your first DLC and getting one win, and that's the goal. That's an amazing goal, right? But we those goals can help get us to the place where we're understimulated. Those grounding skills can bring us down. So go out, have fun, enjoy yourselves, and try your best to perform at the place that allows you to be successful and accomplish your goals. I'll see you all the next time.